The book of Jubilees, chapters 25, 26, and 27. And these chapters goes over Rebecca blesses Jacob, Israel. Jacob begot Isaac for Esau's blessing. Jacob supplanted Esau twice, with scriptural references and witness include the book of Asher, chapter 29, and the King James Version Bible, chapter 27 of the book of Asher as well, and Genesis chapter 28, verses 10 through 17, and the book of Asher chapter 30, verses 1 through 3. Chapter 25, the book of Jubilees. And in the second year of this week in the Jubilee, Rebekah called Jacob her son and spake unto him in 21:09 a.m., saying, My son, do not take thee a wife of the daughters of Canaan, as Esau thy brother, who took him 2 wives of the daughters of Canaan. And they have embittered my soul with all their unclean deeds. For all their deeds are fornication and lust, and there is no righteousness with them. For their deeds are evil. And I, my son, love thee exceedingly, and my heart and my affection bless thee every hour of the day and watch of the night. And now, my son, hearken to my voice, and do the will of thy mother. And do not take thee a wife of the daughters of the land, but only of the house of my father, and of my mother kindred. Thou shalt take thee a wife of the house of my father, and the Most High Yah, El Elohi, mighty God Ahia, will bless thee, and thy children shall be a righteous generation and a holy seed. And then spake Jacob to Rebekah his mother, and said unto her, Behold, mother, I am 9 weeks of years old, and I neither know nor have I touched any woman. Nor have I betrothed myself to any, nor even think of taking me a wife of the daughters of Canaan. For I remember, mother, the words of Abraham our father, for he commanded me not to take a wife of the daughters of Canaan, but to take me a wife from the seed of my father's house and from my kindred. I have heard before that daughters have been born to Laban thy brother, and I have set my heart on them to take a wife from amongst them. And for this reason I have guarded myself in my spirit against sinning or being corrupted in all my ways throughout all the days of my life. For with regard to lust and fornication, Abraham my father gave me many commands. And despite all that he has commanded me, these 22 years my brother has striven with me and spoken frequently to me, and said, My brother, take to a wife a sisters of my 2 wives, but I refuse to do as he has done. I swear before thee, mother, that all the days of my life I will not take me a wife from the daughters of the seed of Canaan, and I will not act wickedly as my brother has done. Fear not, mother, be assured that I will do thy will and walk in uprightness, and not corrupt my ways forever. And thereupon she lifted up her face to heaven, and extended the fingers of her hands, and opened her mouth, and blessed the Most High Yah, El Elohi, mighty God Ahia, who had created the heaven and the earth, and she gave him thanks and praise. And she blessed Ahia, our El Elohi, our mighty God, and may his holy name be blessed forever and evermore, who has given me Jacob as a pure son and a holy seed. For he is thine, and thine shall be, and excuse me for my puppies, thine shall his seed be continually and throughout all the generations forevermore. Bless him, O El Elohi Ahia, and place in my mouth the blessing of righteousness, that I may bless him. And at that hour, when the spirit of the righteousness descended into her mouth, she placed both her hands on the head of Jacob, and said, Blessed art thou, El Elohi Ahia, of righteousness, and El Elohi Ahia of the ages, and may he bless thee beyond all the generations of men. May he give thee, my son, the path of righteousness, and reveal righteousness to thy seed, and may he make the sons many during thy life, and may they arise according to the number of the months of the year. And may their sons become many and great beyond the stars of heaven, and their numbers be more than the sand of the sea. And may he give them this goodly land, as he said he would give it to Abraham and to his seed after him always. And may they hold it as a possession forever. And may I see born unto thee, my son, blessed children during my life, and a blessed and holy seed may all thy seed be. And as thou hast refreshed thy mother's spirit during her life, the womb of her that bare thee blesses thee thus. My affection and my breast bless thee, and my mouth and my tongue praise thee greatly. Increase and spread over the earth, and may thy seed be perfect in the joy of heaven and earth forever. And may thy seed rejoice, and on the great day of peace may it have peace. And may thy name and thy seed endure to all the ages. And may the Most High Yah El Elohim, mighty God Ahia, be their mighty God. And may the mighty God Ahia of righteousness dwell with them. And by them may his sanctuary be built until all the ages. Sorry about that. Excuse my puppies. And may the Most High El Elohi Ahia be their mighty God, and may mighty God Ahia of righteousness dwell with them, and by them may his sanctuary be built unto all the ages. Blessed be he that blesseth thee, and all flesh that curseth thee, falsely may it be cursed. And she kissed him and said to him, May mighty God Ahia of the world love thee as the heart of thy mother, and her affection rejoice in thee, and bless thee. And she ceased from blessing. The book of Jubilees, chapter 26. Jacob beguiled Isaac for Esau's blessing. Jacob supplanted Esau twice, with scriptural reference in the book of Asher, chapter 29, and the King James Version Bible, chapter 27. Chapter 26. And in the 7th year of this week, Isaac called Esau his elder son, and said unto him, I am old, my son, and behold, my eyes are dim in seeing, and I know not the day of my death. And now take thy hunting weapons, thy quiver, sorry about that. And now take thy honey weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and hunt and catch me venison, my son, and make me savory meat, such as my soul loveth, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and that my soul may bless thee before I die. But Rebekah heard Isaac speaking to Esau, and Esau went forth early to the field to hunt, and catch it, and bring home to his father. And Rebekah called Jacob her son, and said unto him, sorry about that. Sorry for my puppies. He backed it up again. Behold, I heard Isaac thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Hunt for me, and make me savory meat, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and bless thee before I die. And now, my son, obey my voice in that which I command thee. Go to thy flock, and fetch me 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meats for thy father, such as he loves, and thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat and bless thee before El Elohi Ahia, before he die, and that thou mayest be blessed. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Mother, I shall not withhold anything which my father would eat, and which would please him. Only I fear, my mother, that he will recognize my voice, and wish to touch me. And thou knowest that I am smooth, and Esau my brother is hairy, and I shall appear before his eyes as an evildoer, and shall do a deed which he had not commanded me, and he will be wroth with me, and I shall bring upon myself a curse and not a blessing. And Rebekah his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son, only obey my voice. And Jacob obeyed the voice of Rebekah his mother, and went and fetched 2 good and fat kids of the goats, and brought them to his mother, and his mother made them savory meat, such as he loved. And Rebekah took the goodly raiment of Esau her elder son, which was with her in the house, and she clothed Jacob her younger son with them, and she put the skins of the kids upon his hands, and on the exposed parts of his neck. And she gave the meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And Jacob went in to his father, and said, I am thy son, I have done according as thou badest me. Arise and sit and eat of that which I have caught, father, that my soul may be blessed, so that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said to his son, How hast thou found so quickly, my son? And Jacob said, Because El Elohi Ahia, thy mighty God, caused me to find. And Isaac said unto him, Come near, that I may feel thee, my son, if thou art my son Esau or not. And Jacob went near to Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because it was a dispensation from heaven to remove his power of perception. And Isaac discerned not, for his hands were hairy as his brother's Esau, so that he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my son Esau? And he said, I am thy son. And he said, Bring near to me, that I may eat of that which thou hast caught, my son, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And Isaac his father said unto him, Come near and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and he blessed him and said, Behold, the smell of my son is as the smell of a full field which Ahiah had blessed. And may Elohi Ahiah, our mighty God, give thee of the dew of heaven and of the dew of the earth, and plenty of corn and oil. Let nations serve thee, and peoples bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. And may all the blessings wherewith Elohi Ahiah had blessed me, and blessed Abraham my father, be imparted to thee, and to thy seed forever. Cursed be he that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing his son Jacob, and Jacob had gone forth from Isaac his father, he hid himself, and Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also made savory meat, and brought it to his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said unto him, I am thy firstborn, thy son Esau. I have done as thou hast commanded me. And Isaac was very greatly astonished, and said, Who is he that had hunted and caught and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, and he shall be blessed, and all his seed forever. And it came to pass, when Esau heard the words of his father Isaac, and he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, father. And he said unto him, Thy brother came with guile, and has taken away thy blessing. And he said, Now I know why his name is named Jacob. Behold, he had supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now he had taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me, father? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with plenty of corn and wine and oil have I strengthened him. And what now shall I do for thee, my son? And Esau said to Isaac his father, Hast thou but one blessing of father? Bless me, even me also, father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac answered and said unto him, Behold, for from the dew of the earth shall be thy dwelling, and for from the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword wilt thou live, and thou wilt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou becomest great, and dost shake his yoke from off thy neck, thou shalt sin a complete sin unto death, and thy seed shall be rooted out from under heaven. And Esau kept threatening Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And he said in his heart, May the days of mourning for my father now come, so that I may slay my brother Jacob. Now the precept to this story is in the book of Asher, chapter 29, and verses 1 through 12. It goes into a little bit more detail. Chapter 29, the book of Asher. And Isaac the son of Abraham became old and advanced in days, and his eyes became heavy through age. They were dim and could not see. At that time Isaac called unto Esau his son, saying, Get, I pray thee, thy weapon, thy quiver, and thy bow. Rise up and go forth into the field, and get me some venison, and make me savory meat, and bring it to me, that I may eat, in order that I may bless thee before my death, as I have now become old and gray-headed. And Esau did so, and he took his weapon, and went forth into the field to hunt for venison, as usual, to bring to his father, as he had ordered him, so that he might bless him. And Rebekah heard all the words that Esau had spoken unto Esau. And she hastened and called her son Jacob, saying, Thus did thy father speak unto thy brother Esau, and thus did I hear. Now therefore hasten thou, and make that which I shall tell thee. Rise up and go, I pray thee, to the flock, and fetch me 2 fine kids of the goats, and I will get the savory meat for thy father, and thou shalt bring the savory meat, that he may eat before thy brother shall have come from the chase, in order that thy father may bless thee. And Jacob hastened and did as his mother had commanded him, and he made the savory meat, and brought it before his father, before Esau had come from his chase. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Who art thou, my son? And he said, I am thy firstborn Esau, and I have done as thou didst order me. Now therefore rise up, I pray thee, and eat of my hunt, in order that thy soul may bless me, as thou didst speak unto me. And Isaac rose up, and he ate and he drank, and his heart was comforted. And he blessed Jacob, and Jacob went away from his father. And as soon as Isaac had blessed Jacob, and he had gone away from him, behold, Esau came from his hunt from the field, and he also made savory meat, and brought it to his father to eat thereof, and to bless him. And Isaac said unto Esau, And who was he that had taken venison and brought it me before thou camest, and whom I did bless? And Esau knew that his brother Jacob had done this, and the anger of Esau was kindled against his brother Jacob, that he had acted thus toward him. And Esau said, Is he not rightfully called Jacob? For he has supplanted me twice. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. And Esau wept greatly. And when Isaac heard the voice of his son Esau weeping, Isaac said unto Esau, What can I do, my son? Thy brother came with subtlety, and took away thy blessing. And Esau hated his brother Jacob on account of the blessing that his father had given him, and his anger was greatly aroused against him. And Jacob was very much afraid of his brother Esau, and he rose up and fled to the house of Eber, the son of Shem, and he concealed himself there on account of his brother. And Jacob was 63 years old when he went forth from the land of Canaan, from Hebron. And Jacob was concealed in Eber's house 14 years on account of his brother Esau, and he there continued to learn the ways of Elohim and his commandments. The witness to that is in the book of Genesis, chapter 27 of the King James Version Bible. Chapter 27. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before mighty God Ahai before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meats for thy father, such as he loved. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto him, Father, I am Esau thy firstborn. And I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because mighty God Ahai thy Elohim brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which mighty God Ahai has blessed. Therefore Elohim Ahai, our mighty God, give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing, Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that had taken venison and brought it me, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him? Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and had taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not his rightly named Jacob? For he had supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by thy sword shall thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. Jacob flee for his life. Jacob had a dream. Jacob's ladder. The ladder is Messiah. The book of Jubilees, chapter 27, with precepts and witnesses, to Genesis 28, verses 10 through 17, and the book of Asher, chapter 30, verses 1 through 3. The book of Jubilees, chapter 27, the last chapter for today. And the words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah in a dream. And Rebekah sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, Esau thy brother will take vengeance on thee, so as to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, and flee thou to Laban thy brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's anger turns away, and he remove his anger from thee, and forget all that thou hast done. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. And Jacob said, I am not afraid. If he wishes to kill me, I will kill him. But she said unto him, Let me not be buried of both my sons on one day. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, thou knowest that my father has become old, and does not see, because his eyes are dull. And if I leave him, it will be evil in his eyes, because I leave him and go away from you. And my father will be angry, and will curse me. I will not go. When he send me, then only will I go. And Rebekah said to Jacob, I will go in and speak to him, and he will send thee away. And Rebekah went in and said to Isaac, I loathe my son because of the 2 daughters of Heth, whom Esau has taken him as wives. And if Jacob take a wife from among the daughters of the land such as these, for what purpose do I further live? For the daughters of Canaan are evil. And Isaac called Jacob, and blessed him, and admonished him, and said unto him, Do not take thee a wife of any of the daughters of Canaan. Arise and go to Mesopotamia, to the house of Bethuel thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban thy mother's brother. And Elohim, mighty God, bless thee, and increase and multiply thee, that thou mayest become a company of nations, and give thee the blessings of my father Abraham to thee and to thy seed after thee, that thou mayest inherit the land of thy sojournings, and all the land which Elohim gave to Abraham. Go, my son, in peace. And Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Mesopotamia, to Laban the son of Bethuel the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's mother. And it came to pass, after Jacob had arisen to go to Mesopotamia, that the spirit of Rebekah was grieved after her son, and she wept. And Isaac said to Rebekah, My sister, weep not on account of Jacob my son, for he goeth in peace, and in peace will he return. The Most High El Elohim, mighty God Ahia, will preserve him from all evil and will be with him. For he will not forsake him all his days. For I know that his ways will be prosperous in all things wherever he go, until he returns in peace to us, and we see him in peace. Fear not on his account, my sister, for he is on the upright path, and he is a perfect man, and he is faithful and will not perish. Weep not. And Isaac comforted Rebekah on account of her son Jacob, and blessed him. And Jacob went from the well of the oak to go to Haran on the first year of the second week in the 44th Jubilee, and he came to Luz on a mountain that is Bethel on the new moon of the first month of the week 2115 a.m. And he came to the place at even and turned from the way to the west of the road that night. And he slept there, for the sun had set. And he took one of the stones of the place and laid under the tree, and he was journeying along, and he slept. And he dreamt that night, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of mighty God Ahia ascended and descended on it, and behold, Ahia stood upon it. And he spake to Jacob and said, I am Ahia, your mighty God, El Elohi of Abraham thy father, and the mighty God of Isaac, and land whereupon thou art sleeping, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed after thee. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt increase to the west, and to the east, to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the nations be blessed. And behold, I will be with thee, and will keep thee whithersoever so thou goest, and I will bring thee again into this land in peace, for I will not leave thee until I do everything that I told thee of. What happened to Jacob on the way to Haran, noted in the book of Asher, line upon line, precept upon precept. And a witness to that, it goes into details in the book of Asher, chapter 30, verses 1 through 3. And Jacob went forth, continuing his road to Haran, and he came as far as Mount Moriah. And he tarried there all night near the city of Luz. And Ahia appeared there unto Jacob on that night, and he said unto him, I am Ahia, your mighty God, of Abraham, and the mighty God of Isaac thy father. The land upon which thou liest I will give unto thee and thy seed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee wherever thou goest. And I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and I will cause all thine enemies to fall before thee, and when they shall make war with thee, they shall not prevail over thee. And I will bring thee again into this land with joy, with children, and with great riches. And Jacob awoke from his sleep, and he rejoiced greatly at the vision which he had seen, and he called the name of that place Bethel. Precept and witness to that story is in Genesis 28, verses 10 through 17. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran, and he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night. And we heard in the previous that it was on Mount Moriah. Because the sun was set, and he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillow, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamt, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of El Elohi Ahia ascended and descended on it. And behold, mighty God Ahia stood above it, and said, I am mighty God Ahia of Abraham thy father, and the mighty God of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed, and thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land. For I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. And Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and he said, Surely El Elohi is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid, and said, How dreadful is this place! This is none other but the house of mighty God Ahia, and this is the gate of heaven. Now continuing on back to the book of Jubilees, chapter 27, verses 25 through 27. And Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, Truly this place is the house of mighty God Ahia, I knew it not. And he was afraid, and said, Dreadful is this place, which is none other than the house of mighty God Ahia, and this is the gate of heaven. And Jacob arose early in the morning and took the stones which he had put under his head and set it up as a pillow for a sign. And he poured oil upon the top of it, and he called the name of that place Bethel. But the name of the place was Luz at the first. And Jacob vowed a vow unto mighty God Ahiah, saying, If Ahiah will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace. Then shall mighty God Ahiah be my mighty God, and this stone which I have set up as a pillar for a sign in this place shall be mighty God Ahiah's house. And of all that thou givest me, I shall give the tenth to thee, my El Elohi, mighty God Ahiah. And we're going to stop at that. Thank you for listening.